Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to PriMath Zoom Live. As you join, please type hello in the chat so that I can know, I can hear, and I can see you here. So I want you to type hello in the chat so that I know that you're here with me. Welcome to those who have started to type in the chat. I'm seeing Catalea Isaacs. Welcome. I'm seeing Amali. Welcome, Amali. Welcome, Brianna. Welcome, William, as I grow. Welcome, Daquan. Welcome, Brianna. Welcome, Renice. Welcome. Welcome, Chanel. It's good to have you all here. All right, it's good to have you all here. Today, we are going to practice some grade 3 and 2 math questions together as you prepare for your grade 3 diagnostic test, which you should be taking in May. So to prepare, I want everyone to have your pencil and notebook ready because you will be solving problems with me. We will be solving problems in real time. So ensure you have your pencil with you, your notebook, and you're ready. Welcome, Sandre. We're about to start in 1 minute, so take this time to invite a friend and also to hit that subscribe button. Welcome and read. One other thing I'm going to ask of you before we begin, type the school that you attend in the chat. Let me know where you're signing in from. Welcome, Melinda. Welcome, Ramon. Type the school that you're joining from in the chat. Welcome, Heidel Prep in the house. Columbus Prep, welcome. Angels, welcome. Welcome, St. John's Primary. Welcome, St. Jude's Primary. Welcome, Seafield Primary, Chester Primary, Friendship Primary, Slagville All Age, welcome. So happy to see you here. Now, before we get into that, I want us to get our brain juice flowing. What is 5 plus 7? Type your answer in the chat. Welcome, Bagley Park Prep. Welcome, Eccleston Primary and Infant. Welcome, Good Hope Primary and Infant. What is 5 plus 7? Put your answer in the chat. Good job, Brianna and William, so far. Good job, that one. Next question. What number comes after 399? Welcome, Agley Park. What number comes after 399? Welcome. Very good. Ooh, very good, Munshi. Daquan. Very good, guys. Next question. What is 10 times 2? And these are just some warm-up questions. What is 10 times 2? Welcome, Fair Prospect Primary. Welcome, New Green. All right. I see some 20s in the chat. Good job. Good job. What is half of 20? Let's see who's the first to get that one correct. What is half of 20? Welcome, Crescent Primary. Good job. First one, Karen Edmond. Good job, guys. Awesome. I see 10 coming in. You are correct. What is 1 more than 89? What is 1 more than 89? Good job. I see 90s coming in. Awesome, guys. Great job. Now we will be going to our first question in preparation for our grade 3 diagnostic test. Get your pencils and paper ready. Now we are only going to be doing one part of the past paper 2020. So we will work 20 questions this evening. Tomorrow when you join me again at 4 o'clock, we will do the next 20. Every afternoon when we log in, we join at 4 o'clock. We will be doing 20 questions each time. Welcome the ones who joined after. This is our first question. It says, which 2 sets have the same number of items? Which 2 sets have the same number of items? Let's all focus on the question now, not what people are typing in the chat. Let's focus on your answer. Welcome, Britty. So the first question, which 2 sets have the same number of items? If you look at set 1, let's count the items. Set 2, set 3, set 4. Okay, so whenever you get a question like this, you want to approach it like this. Let's start counting the different items. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items in set 1. You want to make sure you are sure what is in each set. Set 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Set 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. 1. In set 4, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. Now, in order for us to find the answer, we'll take our time. In order for us to find the answer, we will see the sets that have the same number. This one has 7, this one has 7. And so I'm seeing our answers coming in the chat from Zuri, from Brianna, from John Tay, from William, from Game, from Akina Wood, Catalea. Sets 1 and 3 have the same. Good job, guys. From Zamari, from Stacey Ann. Good job. Let's go on to question 2. Which of the following is the set of even numbers between 40 and 50? Now, what is important here is that you look at the word between. If it says between, what are we expecting? Should 40 and 50 be a part of our answers? Let's see. Now, while you're thinking of the answer, I want to see one of my bread sparks. Type what is an even number in the chat. That's the first thing I want to know. What is an even number? Let me see your answer in the chat. I'm seeing some answers coming in. I'm seeing B coming in for many persons. But I want someone to tell me what is an even number. So I'll wait for that answer in the chat. What is an even number? Okay, Sanji Edwards say even numbers that can be divided by 2 without leaving a remainder. Jason said even number are by adding by 2. Kind of, but Sanji Edwards, that's an excellent definition or explanation of what an even number is. We can count by 2, but from some other numbers. So we want some exact definitions. Okay, Shiny also said even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8. Those are some examples. All right. So people are saying even numbers are numbers. You can divide by 2 without leaving a remainder. That is correct. Good job. Another thing is even numbers. William says a number that can be shared equally, but you need to add equally into 2 groups. All right. Very good. Also, even number, they have 2 in the ones place. So even numbers, they have 2 in the ones place. They have 4 in the ones place, 6 in the ones place, 8 in the ones place, also 0 in the ones place. So even numbers have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 in the ones place. So if they don't have these in the ones place, it means that it is an, who can tell me? If it's not an even number, it's a what? Good job, Clover. All right. It's an odd number. Good job, Shade. It's an odd number. Awesome. I see Shanieka also saying the same thing. Good job, guys. So yes, if it's not an even number, it's an odd number. So time to find our answer. In A, we see 41. There's a 1 in the ones place. So far, we know this is not correct. If we go to B, we have 42. And guess what? 42 comes after 40 when we're counting by 2. That means we did not include 40 in this answer. Any answer with 40 in it or 50 in it cannot be correct either because it says between. So we have 42. There is 2 in the ones place. That's an even number between 40 and 50. 44. We have 4 in the ones place, which is an even number. That comes between 40 and 50. 46. 6 in the ones place. 48. 8 in the ones place. And these are all between 40 and 50. But let's look at C. It starts with 40. Straight away, you know this cannot be the correct answer. So everyone who said B, good job. And in fact, it seems everyone said B, but I already knew it. You people are smart. Let's move on to our next question. What is the number name for? I will not call the number. Let's look at the number to find the answer. What is the number name for? I want you to type the answer in the chat. Do not tell me A, B, or C. Type the number name for 675 in the chat. Jason. All right. Good job, Jason. Good job, John Tay. Good job, Brianna. Good job, Shanieka. Remember, I want you to put the answer, not A, B, or C. I want you to put the name, the number name. Good job, Sheila, Daquan, Natasha. Good job. Good job, Karen, Chanel, Ramon, Monique. Awesome. 675. All of you who said this, job well done. Good job. I can see some answers still coming in. Let's go to the next question. And by the way, I hope to invite one of you to my studio next time so you can be the one to help me read questions and explain questions. All right. This question says 5 students are in a line. Lisa is first in line. What is Mike's position in the line? Let's look at the students in the line. This is where we use up our knowledge of ordinal numbers. Jason said 5th. Ramon said 5th. John Tay said 5th. All right. I'm seeing some 5th coming in. Good job. Okay, welcome back. Natasha, good job. Okay, now let's look at this problem here. It says 5 students are in a line. As you can see, Lisa is in first place, Kim in second place, Carl third place, Anna fourth place, Mike fifth place. Lisa is first in line. That information is critical because it tells you where we're starting to count from. So Lisa is first in line. What is Mike's position? So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 as an ordinal number is 5th. Or we can count first, second, third, fourth, 5th. So good job to those who said Mike is in the 5th position. Awesome. Wow, you guys are smart. Naval Waysome, Princess Myri. I'm seeing some answers coming in. Good job. Let's go to question number 5. Which digit in the number 875 is in the hundreds position? Which digit in the number 875 is in the hundreds position? Okay, remember we all should be focusing on the questions here. I should only see answers coming in the chat. Okay. Which not okay, I'm seeing people saying 8, I'm seeing people saying 7. Let's explore this one. Now we know how to write in numbers in hundreds, tens, and ones. We have 5 in the ones column. We have 5 in the ones column. We have 7 in the tens column. And we have 8 in the hundreds column. So those who said 8, good job. Good job. Good job, Araya. Nelia Wallace, good job. Let's move to our next question. This question says 39 tens and 12 ones can be renamed as. So this item says 39 tens and 12 ones can be renamed as. I want to see your answer in the chat. And when you type your answer, give me one sentence or two sentences explaining how you got that answer. Note it says 39 tens. It says 39 tens. Very important to note. And 12 ones. That's very important to note. Put an explanation in the chat. It's important. You have to pay attention. Someone said they added them together, but what did you add? I see person saying 51, but think about it. What is 39 tens? Who can tell me what is 39 tens? Many people are saying 51. But I disagree with you. Remember, you can't add tens as if they were ones. So if you said 51, you can't be correct. Because, listen up, 110 is equal to how many ones? Let me see those responses in the chat. 110 is equal to how many ones? So let's break this down. 110 is equal to how many ones? Let me see your answers here in the chat. If you have one $10 coin and you change it into $1, how many will you have? Okay, I see Monique Nelia saying 10 ones. So 110 is the same as 10 ones. Let's go and think about this one. 10 tens is equal to how many ones? 10 tens is equal to how many ones? Let me see that in the chat. If you have $10 and you change all of these into $1, how many will you have? 10 tens is equal to how many ones? Shalian says 100. K. Walsh also says 100, and you're correct. 100 ones. 110 is equal to 10 ones. 10 tens is equal to 100 ones. It's like you have $10. And if you add them all, you get $100. This is now 100 ones. If I have 20 tens, how many ones would that be equal to? How many ones would that be equal to? Remember, if you have one $10, you change that up in $1, you will have 10 $1 now. So think of it like money. One $10 will give you 10 $1 if you go to the shop and you change it. If you have 10 $10 and you change them into $1, you will get 100 $1, because in one $10 there are 10 $1. If we have 20 $10 and we change them into $1, how many will we have? Munchie Jason, Dietrich say 200. Daquan is saying 200. Sabrina, 200. Good job. Munchie, 200 ones. Awesome. Yes. 20 tens is 200 ones. if we have 30 tens? How many ones will that be? If we have 30 tens, how many ones will that be? I want you to answer by saying the number and then ones following. Because if you just put a number, maybe I'll think something else. So 30 tens is how many ones? Jason, good job. Chantel, Adria, Brianna, awesome. Good job. William, good job. Let's go. 30 tens is equal to 300 ones. And if you notice the pattern so far, you will realize that all we need to do is add 0 ones to this, the 0 in the ones place for all of these tens number, and we get how many ones in total. Now, 9 tens is equal to how many ones? Yes, someone said they don't understand. That's why I explained again from the top. Okay, so hopefully by now, she would have gotten some understanding. 9 tens. Think about it. 9 tens. All right. Kay said 91s. 9 tens. Brianna, good job. Good job, Sabrina. 9 tens. Remember, if we're noticing the pattern, if we add a 0 in the ones place, we end up getting 100 ones because we are converting the tens to ones. If we add a 0 in the ones place here, we end up with 200 ones. If we add a 0 in the ones place for the 30 tens, we end up with 300 ones. If we add 0 in the ones place for this 9 tens, we end up with 90 ones. We end up with 90 ones. If I have 12 ones remaining, we know that 30 tens is equal to 300 ones. 9 tens is equal to 90 ones. 39 tens is equal to what? Let me see those who are focusing here. 39 tens is equal to what? Follow the pattern. Okay, Ramon says 391s. Good job. 391s. Now we have changed 39 tens into ones, 391s. Here we can go and start adding all the ones that we now have. Here we have 391s. And then we add it to this 12 ones. What would our answer now be? 0 plus 2 is 2. 9 plus 1 is 10. We regroup 10 to have 0 tens, 100. 1 plus 3 is 4. So for those who originally said 402, good job. I like the way you were focused and you noticed that 39 tens, we can't just add it as if it were ones. Good job, guys. Good job. Monique, Ramon, Jason, Niquane. Awesome. Awesome work. Diana Sims. Good job. Destiny. Good job. Good job. Now let's go back. Let's go to the next question. All right. It says, which statement is true? Let's look at them all. Which statement is true? I want you to put the answer in the chat. Not just A, not just B, not just C. Look at what is showing here, what is showing here, and put the correct one in the chat. Good job so far, guys. Awesome work. So I'm looking to see some answers coming in. 301 is more than 103. So remember, we're writing the answer from the screen here. 103 is greater than 301. That's not correct. 103 has to be smaller than 301. First, you have to look at the hundreds place to make sure. And to look to see where the sign is showing. Daquan says 103 is greater than 301. Simone says 103 is less than 301. You're correct. 103 is less than 301. Now, there's a tip for this. You can consider this sign as an alligator's mouth. And we know the alligator may want the bigger food, the greater meat. So they will open their mouth to the bigger number. We have two numbers. The alligator will open its mouth to the greater number, and then you will know which one is correct. Here, it didn't open its mouth to 103 because 103 is less than 301. 103 is certainly not equal to 301. 103 is not greater than 301. Good job, guys. If you said A, good job. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if we're good so far. Good job. All right. Okay, I can see those heart emojis coming in. All right, thank you. So let's move on to question 8. It says, look at the number pattern below. Which number should come between 9 and 15 if the pattern continues? So take a look at this number pattern. And before you tell me what the missing number is, can you tell me what they're counting by in this pattern? Thank you for these thumbs up. I can see that you're following. Awesome. Tell me, what number are they counting by in this number pattern? They're counting by, okay, I can see Monique Skyers, Destiny, Ramon, focused. Very good. Jason, very good. You're focused. Michelle, good job. Brianna, awesome. They are counting by threes. Good job. Good job. Okay, so if they're counting by threes, what is the missing number? Dietrich said 12. Patricia says 12. Princess says 12. Good job. Ajani says 12. Nice. Ramon says 12. Monique Skyers. Good job. You guys are so focused. If we're counting by 3, it will be 3. 3 plus 3, 6. Plus 3, 9. Plus 3, 12. You are correct. Plus 3, 15. Plus 3, 18. Good job. Good job, guys. Good job. Awesome. Good job, William. Good job, Biz Hub and Sandre. Awesome work. Good job, Chantel. Okay, let's go to our next question. Fractions. All right. What fraction of the set of hearts below is shaded? What fraction of the set of hearts below is shaded? Let's put your answer in the chat. Let's put your answer in the chat. Okay. Someone says A, someone says B. All right. I like to see when you guys are focused. Patricia said 3/6. And guess what, Patricia? You're correct, but that answer is not here. So I want you guys to type an answer that is here. Someone says 3/3. Someone says 1/3, 3/3. Ramon is explaining that 3/6 is the same as 1/2. All right. Now, let's work this out together. How many hearts do we have? Because that number forms our denominator. How many hearts do we have? That number forms our denominator. So I'll put my fraction bar. Thank you, Destiny. So we have 6. 6 hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many of these 6 hearts are shaded? How many are shaded? 1, 2, 3. Good job. Now, 3/6 is a fraction used to represent this diagram here. But if you look in the answers, you have all of these in its simplest form. So we have to make 3/6 in its simplest form. Who can tell me what I need to do here? Will I be adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing? How do I make 3/6 in its simplest form? Aria says 3/6 is the correct answer, but it isn't there. Okay, Destin, thank you. Shamika says division, but what will we divide? Because I like this answer. Someone says by dividing, Ramon. All right, Natasha says dividing, good job. So if we're dividing, what will we divide by? Jalen says 3. Good, because we have to think of a number that when we divide the numerator by it, there is no remainder. And if we use that same number to divide in the denominator, there is no remainder. And people are telling me to try 3. So let me just change my pen color here to show the difference. So 3 divided by 3. So let me just put that here, by the way. 3 divided by 3 is equal to, what is 3 divided by 3? What is 3 divided by 3? Let me see. Ramon says 1. Good job, Ramon. Ramon, you are so attentive. But we also need to divide the denominator by 3. So 6 divided by 3 as well. What is 6 divided by 3? Good job, guys. Chanel, Amelia, all of you saying the correct thing. Good job. All right, Niquin, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Jason, Monique, good job. Ramon, Daquan. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, which makes our simplest form a half. So all of you who said A, you are correct. Good work. Good job, guys. I'm definitely proud of your practice so far. Good job. Let's go on to the next question. Complete 125 plus 48. Put your answer in the chat. Okay, let's put our answer in the chat. Shamika says 173. Niquane says 163. I see 163 also from 73 from Brianna. 173 from Catalea. Daquan, Ramon, Chanel, Amelia, Patrice, Monique, Novelle says 163. Aria 173, Chantel 173, Sandre 173. All right. I'm seeing answers from A and B coming in the chat. Let's work this out together. Okay. First, we start by adding from the ones place. 5 ones plus 8 ones gives us 5 ones plus 8 ones gives us, yes, gives us 13. In 13, we have 3 ones, so we put 3 in the ones column, and 110, so we add the 110 in the tens column. Thank you, Destin. In the tens column, we have 4 tens plus 2 tens. And then this additional 1 tens will give us, so let's go. 4 tens plus 2 tens is equal to 6. And this one that we added would be 7. So 7 tens. Then we go to the hundreds place. We have 100 and nothing. So we write back our 1. So for those whose answer is 173, good job. You are correct. Brilliant work. We're halfway through. So let's now move on to question 11. Which multiplication fact represents the array below? Now we're looking at a little multiplication fact. Okay, so it says which multiplication fact represents the array below? A, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. B, 2 times 4. Or C, 4 times 4. Now remember, when we're looking at arrays, we're multiplying rows by columns. And you know we can always flip those around to make it 4 by 2. But we're multiplying rows by columns here. How many rows do we have? Let's go see that. Rows go, who can tell me? Rows go up and down or rows go across? Let me see that in the chat. Rows go up and down or it goes across? Good job, Monique. Good job, Shamika. Aria, good job. It goes across. Now, let's find the rows going across. How many rows go across? This is 1 row, 2 rows. So we have 1, 2 rows going across. And then we have columns going up and down. So let's go ahead and see how many columns we have. 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns. We're multiplying the rows by the number of columns. So we have 2 rows multiply by the 4 columns. Now, I saw someone said 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. But if we multiply 2 times 2, what would we get? And then times 2, what would we get? If we were asked to find addition fact, then we would replace this with a plus sign, but that's not what we're asking here. We're asked for multiplication fact. So 2 times 2 would be 4. 4 times 2 would be 8. 8 times 2 would be 16. But if you look at the number of balloons we have here, it's not 16. So 2 times 4 is your correct answer. Okay, before I move on, someone said C is the answer. So I want to address that before I go. 4 times 4. Remember when we're doing arrays, we're multiplying rows by column. Someone type in the chat. We're multiplying rows by column. Let me see someone type that in the chat. Rows times column. Let me see you put that in the chat. When we are multiplying using arrays, we multiply rows by column. Type that in the chat for me. Rows times column. Yes, Shanieka. I want you guys to type that. Rows times column. So you can remember next time. Rows times column. Good job, Monique. Destin. Daphne, good job. Rows times column. So we counted 1 row, 2 rows. We put 2 times. Now we'll count the columns. 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So our correct answer has to be 2 times 4. 2 rows by 4 columns. I hope the person who said 4 times 4 understands. All right, good job. Let's move on to question 12. Which of the following can be used to represent the multiplication fact 3 times 5? Note it says can be used to represent the multiplication fact 3 times 5. Is it A, 3 groups of 5? Or B, 1 group of 15? Or C, 3 and 5? Put your answer in the chat. I prefer you put the answer instead of A, B, or C, because persons who join late would be putting in A, B's, and C's, and I will not know which question we're answering. Okay, Faye Harris said 3 groups of 5. Nisha said 3 groups of 5. Destin says 3 groups of 5. Let me see some more answers here. Niquane says 3 groups of 5. Jason said 3 groups of 5. Aria, Daquan, Ramon, Shelly, Daphne says 1 group of 15. Nikki Gail says 3 groups of 5. All right. Sabrina, okay. Kay says 3 groups of 5. Let's address all of this. Now, 3 times 5, we just looked at arrays. And of course, we can think about it like this. 3 times 5 is not 1 group of 15. 3, you can read it as 3 groups of 5. If you want to read this in another way, 3 times 5 would be the same as 3 groups of 5. 1 group of 15 would be written how? What times what? If we say 1 group of 15, how would we write that? Would it be written 3 times 5? 1 group of 15, how would you write that? How would you write 1 group of 15? 1 times 15. Good job, Ramon. So, and this says 3 times 5. So we will have 3 groups of 5. I noticed nobody said 3 and 5. And I'm happy no one did because that's clearly wrong. All right. So if your correct answer is 3 groups of 5, good job to you. Remember, we can always read a multiplication expression like this one, 3 times 5 as 3 groups of 5. Number 13. There are 12 chairs in a room. The chairs are to be arranged in rows. We just looked at rows. Each row must have the same number of chairs. Which diagram shows one way that the 12 chairs can be arranged? The chairs are to be arranged in rows. There are 12 chairs in the room. Think about these important facts from this statement, from this prompt here. Which diagram shows one way that the 12 chairs can be arranged? And again, it says each row must have the same number of chairs. So is this A, B, or C? And tell me, how do you know? I already seen Brianna saying C because 4 is in each row. Good job, Brianna. I like the way you start to explain, even before I ask. I love explanations. Good job, Brianna. Now, if we look at A, we need to check to see if we have 12 chairs. We also need to check to see if we have the same number of chairs in each row. If we look, we already see that we don't have the same number of chairs in each row. So we know A cannot be correct. Let's check on B. B has 5 in this row, 4 in this row, 3 in this row. This is clearly wrong because it has to be the same each time. If you look at C, we have 4 in this row, 4 in the next row, 4 in the last row. Let's see if it's 12. 4 plus 4 is equal to 8, plus 4 is equal to 12. Therefore, C is our correct answer. Good job. Thank you, Karen. It has to be equal. Excellent. All the rows must be equal. Even Alicia says, all the rows must have the same amount. Good job. Love your explanations, guys. Number 14, which diagram shows 24 divided by 4 equal to 6? Which diagram shows 24 divided by 4 equals 6? Which one? Is it A? Is A showing 24 divided by 4 equals 6? Is it B? Is B showing 24 divided by 4 equals 6? Is it C? Is C showing 24 divided by 4 equals 6? Let's see. A, B, or C? For this question, I will look for A, B, or C. Nikki, Jalen, saying, okay, Falon says C. Jalen says C. Shanieka says B. Abigail says C. Kadian, Falon, Shelly saying C. Patricia saying B. Amelia saying B. All right. Okay. All right. I love the way we're all focused and answering the questions. So let's explain this one. Let's explain this one. Fantisha. Okay, we will go through this one, Fantisha. So it says, which diagram shows 24 divided by 4? we need to find any diagram that shows 24 items and all of them in groups of 4. So we need to find that. Here we have we have 6 times 4. This is 24 items, but they only circle 1 from this row, 1 from this row, 1 from this row, 1 from this row. This is not showing 24 items in groups of 4s. But let's go to B. B also has 6 times 4, so it is 24 items. And in each group there are 4 items. So group 1 has 4, next group has 4, next group has 4, and 4 together, 4 and 4. And let's see how many groups we have in all, because that is how we get our answer. 1 group of 4, 2 groups of 4s, 3 groups of 4s, 4 groups of 4, 5 groups of 4, and 6 groups of 4. This shows 24 divided by 4 equals 6. So those who said that the correct answer is B, yes, you are correct. Mona Lisa, good job. Good job, Daphne. Good job. Good job, Nelia. Good job, Catalina. Note that if you are typing the answer B, 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 and that so many times, your response will not be shown because it's not an answer that is accepted in YouTube here. So you put the letter or you put the answer once. Good job. Okay, so Jana Lee Flowers says the answer is B because there are 6 rows and 4 columns. All right, good job, Jana Lee. Faye Harris also explained it is B because each group has 4 and there are 6 rows. Okay. Good job, guys. Good job. And especially to those who explained here. Jana Lee and Faye. Awesome. I love these explanations. Yes, Nikki. They have to be in groups of 4s. Awesome. Next question. Carl has 23 mangoes. He gave away a few of them. An even number of mangoes were left. Which of the following could be the number of mangoes Carl gave away? Now, when we're reading this question, we have to put a line under. When you're in your exam, put a line under those important information. Let me put a line under the important information for me. Carl has 23 mangoes. 23, very important. He gave away a few of them. An even number of mangoes were left. Very important. Which of the following could be the number of mangoes Carl gave away? Remember, guys, that you will be able to go through this video even after the session is finished. It will be on my YouTube channel. You can watch it as many times as you would like. Okay? So if you're just joining, this video will be on YouTube for you to watch as many times as you like. Okay. Now, he has 23 mangoes. He gave away a few of them. Should Carl have more mangoes at the end or less mangoes at the end? If he gave away a few of them, will he have more or less? Let me see what you think in the chat. If he has 23 mangoes and he gave away a few of them, should he have more mangoes or less mangoes? Most definitely. If you give away, good job, William. Good job, Chanel. He will have less. Good job. Good job, Daquan. Awesome. Now, any answer that we find has to be less than 23. So we have to keep these things in mind. An even number of mangoes were left. So let's look. A has 24 mangoes. Could A be the correct answer? Yes. And why? Put your answer in the chat. No. And why? Put your answer in the chat. So do you think A, 24 could be the correct answer? Do you think A could be the correct answer? Could Carl have 24 mangoes? No. Why, Johnny? Why no? Why Jason? Why did you say no? Why can't he have 24 mangoes left? Why can't he could have, why is it that he could not have given away 24 mangoes? Who can tell me? Monique says no, because 24 is more than 23. More than what he had. Good job, Monique. 24 definitely cannot be your answer. Let's look at B, 20. Could he have given away 20 mangoes? We know it can't be 24. How can he give away more than he has? But could 20 be the correct answer? Could 20 be the correct answer? Someone said no. Someone said yes. Why do you say no? Why do you say yes? Remember those important notes that we have to take from this question. Someone said yes, he could, but the answer is an odd number. What is the odd number here? I'm not seeing. Is 20 an odd number? No, remember we said that odd numbers end with 0. That means they have 0 in the ones place, or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. So we know that 20 is an even number, which falls into what he must have given away. An even number. Of mangoes were left. Looking at this question, all right, I'll have to explain something further. So here, let's go again, because I have the incorrect answer that is circled here coming up. But that answer is incorrect. I want to go through this question again because I'm not seeing the explanation here in the chat for the correct answer, but I'll explain how to get that correct answer. Number one, Carl has 23 mangoes. He gave away a few of them. An even number of mangoes were left. So when he had given away, say for example, if he gave away 1 mango, he would have 22 mangoes left. And that is an even number. 22 is an even number. If he gave away 2 mangoes, he would have 21 left, which is not an even number. If he gave away 5 mangoes, he would have 18 left, which is an even number. So 18 could be a correct answer. If he gave away 6 mangoes, so we're doing subtraction here. If he gave away 6 mangoes, he would have 17 left. But 17 is not an even number. If he gave away 8 mangoes, he would have 15 mangoes left. Remember, he's giving away an even, he's giving away a few, and the amount that are remaining is an even number. So how much could he have given away? Seen some answers coming in. All right. All right. So here we go. If he gave away a few mangoes, an even number amount, he would have given 15 mangoes away, which is even. So therefore, he would have 15 left. Let me get my pen here. 23 take away 8 would equal to 15. Good job for those who have typed in the chat. All right. All right. Don't focus on that part, Daphne. Good job. Complete. Here we have a fraction question. Complete 1/5 plus 2/5. When you put your answer in the chat, explain how you got your answer. I see someone says 3/5. Ramon says 3/5, but how did you get your answer? William, stop typing those things in the chat. Okay, so someone says the answer is 3/5. Someone says 5/3. But how did you get these answers? Someone said 3/10. Explain how. All right, Ramon says 1 plus 2, which are the numerators. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, and the denominator stays the same. Why the denominators must stay the same? Who can tell me why should the denominators remain the same? All right, Omali says you should not add the other 5 to the next 5. You should only add the numerator. But why? That's a good explanation, but why? Niquane says 3/5 because the bottom number has to be the same number and the top number should be added by 1. Okay. Monique says same denominator, so it remains. So you add 1 plus 2 equals 3, and you write it over the same denominator. Good job. I love that explanation. When the denominator, when they're both the same, and you're adding these fractions, we leave it the same, and we only add the numerator. So here we will have 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, and the denominators are the same, so we just write back 5. So your answer should be 3/5. For those who said 3/10, I'll just go over this. We're adding 2 fractions, and with these 2 fractions, the denominator, which is the number at the bottom, is the same. Both of them, their denominators are 5. 5 here, 5 here. When the denominators are the same and we're adding these fractions, we will not add the denominator. The denominator stays the same, but we must add the numerators, which are the numbers at the top. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. The correct answer is 3/5. Good job. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you're still here and it's going good for you so far. And welcome to those who are just joining. No problem. This video will be available to you on my YouTube channel, PriMath Zoom. You will always see this video as many times as you need. Ensure that you subscribe so you see when I'm coming live tomorrow again at 4 p.m. Make sure to be on time. If not, again, the video will be on YouTube for you. Good job, guys. Let's go to 17. We only have, well, 4 more questions. After this, we will have 3 more questions to go. Which unit can be used to express the length of an object? If you measure the length of an object, what do you use? Which unit? Would it be meter, liter, or gram? Jalen says meter. First one to answer this one. William says meter. Second one. Jodianne says meter. Monique Skyer says meter. Kay, Faye, good job. Jason, good job. And Reed says, okay, yes, you are correct. Meter. We use meter to measure the length of an object. But what do we use liter to measure? Who can tell me in the chat? What do we use liter to measure? If meter measures the length, what do we use liter to measure? Liquid, Jodianne and William, good job. We use liter to measure liquid. Good job, Nia and Monique. Now let's look at gram. What do you use gram to measure? Yes, Jason, water is a liquid that we use. We use liter to measure as well. Gram. We use it to measure weight. Nice. Good job, Jody and William. Jason, Monique, good job. Yes, Monique, example, flour. Good job. Good job, Faye. Dam says like food. Brianna like flour. Good job. Look at the objects below. Read the sentence that follows. Use them to answer question 18. So let's look here on this picture here at the objects. We're seeing the length of a ribbon and the length of a shoelace. The shoelace is blank the ribbon. Hear what the question says now. Which of the following, when used to complete the sentence above, makes it true? A, shorter than. B, the same length as. C, longer than. Which one, when you use it to complete this sentence, it makes the sentence true? Put the answer in the chat. Jason says C, longer than. Daquan also says longer than. Ramon says longer than. Jodianne says longer than. Monique says longer than. So I want to see. Yes, Karen, you are correct for the past question. Tanis says longer than. All right, so we say longer than. So let's see if longer than matches. That's what you guys are saying here. The shoelace is longer than the ribbon. So let's look at the shoelace and the ribbon. The ribbon stops here. All right. So if we make lines like this, we can clearly see that the shoelace is indeed longer than the ribbon. Good job. Alicia, good job. Karen, Zuri, good job. Awesome. The next question. The scales below Show the mass of a pineapple and a pumpkin. Use them and the sentence that follows to answer question 19. Here is question 19. Which of the following, when used to complete the sentence, makes it true? So let's look here. We have the pineapple. Pineapple measures how many kilograms? How many kilograms does the pineapple weigh? Who can tell me the mass of the pineapple in the chat? Go ahead. I see someone said 1, but 1 what? What's the mass of the pineapple? 1 what? 1 centimeter? 1. Okay, so Shanieka says 1 kilogram. Very good. Jason says 1 kilogram. What is the mass of the pumpkin? What's the mass of the pumpkin? Shanieka says 4 kilogram. Jason says 4 kilogram. Awesome. Jodianne says 4 kilogram. William says 4 kilogram. Good job, Amelia. Good job. So now we can complete this sentence here because we know that the pineapple is 1 kilogram. The pumpkin is 4 kilogram. The pineapple is blank, the pumpkin. The pineapple is lighter than the pumpkin. The pineapple has the same mass as the pumpkin. The pineapple is heavier than the pumpkin. Put your answer in the chat. Ramon says it's lighter than. Look at your response, Shanieka. You said that the pineapple is shorter than. All right, I see you move it. Okay, no problem. Theo says it's lighter than. Aria says the pineapple is lighter than the pumpkin. Good job. I like how you write your answer in a complete sentence. Melissa says it's lighter than. Good job. Kay says it's lighter than. Yes, the pineapple is lighter than the pumpkin. All right. You can give yourself a pat on the shoulder if you got this correct. And now to our final question. All right. Now, before we go to our final question, I want to remind you guys that I will be going live tomorrow at 4 p.m. to work on the final 20 questions of this paper. I will be going live 4 p.m. every evening this week to explore the questions of some grade 3 diagnostic past papers. So make sure that you have subscribed to this channel. You are liking the videos to ensure that you are notified when we come live every time. All right. Share this video as well with your friends, the ones who have missed it. And you can always watch this many times after. Number 20. About how many paper clips long is this table? About how many paper clips long is this table? Okay, William. First thing to note, take a look at the table. But the first thing to note is 1 pencil is 2 paper clips long. Here you can see 1 pencil is the same length as 2 paper clips. The next part says the 3 pencils are the same length. So this pencil is as long as this one, is as long as this one. None of the pencils are longer than the other. The question asks about how many paper clips long is the table. Whoa, you people are smart people, smart boys and girls. All right, so we know that 1 pencil is 2 paper clips, and the length of the table is 3 pencils long. We can skip count by 2 to see how many paper clips long is the table. So 2 4, 6. For those who said 6 paper clips long, you are correct. Good job. Good job. I'm giving you a clap here online. Now, great job today, everyone. I am proud of your efforts. I saw people answering in the chat, people giving explanations. Awesome. Now, what I want you to do is to keep practicing at home and challenge yourself with many more new questions, okay? So that you can be well prepared for your exam in May. Thank you so much for joining, boys and girls. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And remember, you should share this video with your friends so they can benefit too. All right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.